Hello everybody and welcome back to another Sims 4 Speedbuild video. Today is another Twitch live stream build. We're halfway through, well we're just over the halfway point now of actually building this. So if you want to catch my live streams, there will be a link in the description down below, so you can if you need to. Well, not if you need to, if you want to. But yes. So these are still a work in progress at the minute, but we have finished the first half of these back-to-back style houses. Now, if you're not aware of what back-to-back houses are, they were built in like the Victorian era, well, the Industrial Revolution, we'll say, because they were efficient for the like factories workers, like that. So the owners of the factories would build all these little tiny houses and they'd pack in families into the smallest space that they can. But yeah, there's still some around over like over here in like the cities and stuff. You'll still find back-to-back houses, or you'll find them like there'll be a house, a tiny yard, a little pathway between them, tiny yard, and then another house. So they'll be like that, and then they'll have courtyards and stuff like that. So yeah, but we were going for proper back-to-back houses that would have had a courtyard either side of them, and it would probably be like a little U-shape type thing, several U-shapes, to get to the point where they want. And like, yeah, so that is like the history behind them. You don't really see them anymore because they were really poorly built a lot of the time. So because they were so poorly built, they were damp and everything, so the workers would get quite sick living in them. But no not free housing. I think you had to pay rent out of your wages, but housing provided for you in the job, kind of thing. But yeah, so we've gone for these. They are modernised little homes, and I was like, with the chimneys, I think they actually look really cool. But you can kind of tell that they're not really chimneys, but it was the closest thing I could find that would work as a chimney. What I wanted, because the actual chimneys in the game, because they're part of the roof, they're just too big, and they don't quite match up for what you'd have in terraced houses. Because, you know, even modern terraced, well, not modern houses, not all modern houses don't even have chimneys anymore, do they? So yeah, changing the colour because I decided I didn't like it anymore. I don't know if we changed the colour again yet or what, but we might do. So yeah, each one, well, not each one, but a lot of them have different coloured windows and doors. That match the windows colours, and they'll have the same kind of thing on the other side as well. And yeah, so there's a lot of detail in this lot, and it took me quite a long time to get to the point where we're happy with it. I mean, this video is half an hour and it's 10 times speed. So just so you're aware. So what? About 300 minutes worth? Well, it's not quite. Like 218 minutes worth so far. But then I've also, and this is only the first, well, the building and the first row is done. And this is the way that I thought would be a good way to get it so all the roofs could have the matching coloured trim to their windows. Because you see that in a lot of houses over here, they'll paint their roof trims the same colour that they paint their windows if they have wooden windows, or the same colour they paint their doors if they have wooden doors. There's a lot of places that don't have wooden doors anymore, so you know, it's all plastic now. Ours is plastic. But then in some places where you live, you have to have wooden. Because like in the Lake District National Park, you have to have, if you're on like certain parts of like main streets and stuff in touristy areas, you have to, like, if you want to have new windows, you have to apply for permission and everything like that, and get wooden ones. So yeah, there is lots of rules and stuff. So they all have the basic layout. that is the same, but then we do modify it when we go into each one and modernize some of them. So they are pretty much all modernized, apart from like the odd one, which I thought would probably had like a little like an older couple living in it for a long time, or just some landlords that don't really care. Stuff like that was the idea. Messing about trying to, because I wanted to kind of get a little archway in on this one, as I thought it would be really cute. And I also do it on one other one so far. I don't know about the others because I haven't gone around to laying out the other half yet. That'll be in today's stream, which you'll have missed by the time this video goes out, probably. But I think it'll still be another, maybe 2 streams working on this. So today's stream, which was around 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock. So it's a 2-hour stream. And then I will probably be streaming again on Friday. So if you're around 2 till 4, we'll either be finishing off this build or maybe playing some Prison Architect again. Not sure. But yeah, so this is another one for our UK house building series, obviously, because I saw James from Sims of Pie, he did a semi-detached house. So I was like, oh yes, let's do a terrace, because there is a lot of terrace houses over here. There's also a lot of semi-detached houses. I live in a semi-detached house. I might recreate my house. Once Pet Cats and Dogs comes out, I might recreate my house. Hopefully there'll be like some cat trees and stuff in there, because we have some big cat trees. And I feel like I couldn't recreate my house without it, so I'll pre-do mine and I'll be imagining what next door looks like. Because it'll be the same layout, it's just backwards. And yeah, so that is going to be the plan. I think that'll be the next one we work on after this. And then we might get into doing a few more, like we might do a proper bungalow. I've seen a house near me that I want to kind of recreate as well. It's a very funky little house, and I want to build it in The Sims if we can. It might be one of those ones I just scrap because it doesn't actually work very well with the restraints of the game, but I'm hoping we'll be okay. And it feels like ages since I've done a build, but then it hasn't really, because the last build we did was the Sims 2 University build, wasn't it? So yeah, it's been a while since we've done a Sims 4 build. I just hadn't been feeling very inspired until I watched that video and I was like, you know what, I need to do more of my English houses. So that is what we're doing. And you never know, we might go and do some other terraced houses that are slightly bigger. Because my mum lives in a terraced house, so we could like recreate her row of houses, because hers is much bigger than this. It has like 2 living spaces, a kitchen and a bathroom downstairs, and then 3 bedrooms. So they're quite nicely sized houses. Those ones, they're not tiny like this one. But I love the fact that these are so small, because it's meant we could really personalise each one without having to reuse too many objects. And for the next half of this build, I have bought Parenthood and bowling stuff, so we'll be using objects from them in the next one, so they'll be even more different than the rest of these. I was like, I want to change that rug colour, but I couldn't. So yeah, we'll be doing one probably with mostly Parenthood items, and then maybe one that's like a 60s kind of style house with a lot of like the modern furniture that came with bowling stuff. Well, modern, I would say. That kind of, I can't remember, modernistic feel to it. And I love how this painting room turned out. It's tiny, but it's so cute. So yeah, I think the first one was done just in the one session, and then yeah, this is the second stream of this build. Moving into, because I think I've streamed it 3 times already. And I was thinking, oh yeah, let's put some trees in front, but the trees just crowded it too much. Even when I like half the amount of trees, it's just still too many trees. It's a shame, because in front of my house we have trees and they look pretty good. But we don't have the right kind of trees in the game to put in front of houses, I don't think, like this. I was like, oh, let's try and fake them like Sim Supplies did, because I love how he did them. But because we're doing it like this and it's on the grid, you can't really do it very well. So I just go for this nice little flower bed. Nice brick raised bed there. And each of the houses are going to have one. I did try and do one earlier. Like the first stream we spent doing one at a different one that didn't work out, and I deleted the footage. So you will never be able to see it. I don't think. I think you might be able to watch it on Twitch still, but you won't be able to see the speed build of it. But I was trying to do like smaller houses, and they had a basement, and it was like 2 rows with a yard and a passageway in between. But when I tried to fit stairs in, I struggled because I tried to get a basement in there, and it just wasn't going to work out with the stairs. So yeah, here we are, putting out little front bits in front of all of them. I do get that one house is smaller on each row, it's just how it worked out. And I couldn't be bothered to like move along all the walls, so I was just like, well, that middle one can just be like slightly smaller. That's just how it ended up. I was trying to match like something with the colours and stuff like that, and that wall will be covered in flowers eventually. I don't think it gets covered in this video. I think it will get covered in the next one. But the end wall does get covered, as you've seen in the thumbnail of this one. Also, now we've hit like 100 subscribers, I think I can use the end annotations and stuff, so, or it's just come onto my channel. I'm going to start trying to use them more. I put one on Stardew Valley because it was like, oh look, mess around with these, so I did. So I will put that in here, and we will link this to, you can either, there'll be a little subscribe button on the video, and there will be a link to the relevant playlist to each one, I think is what I'm going to do. Because this one will fit into my, yes, the English speed build ones, won't it? But that's just how it is. I was trying to fit some flowers in the middle, but I wish we had more little flowers that fit in the middle of these kind of things. Now this house hasn't been play tested yet, it's not on the gallery yet or anything like that, because A, it's not finished. I've only gone in there to take some screenshots of these first 2 houses, so there is screenshots at the end of this video today. So yeah, so I just didn't want to pile them all in the end last one, because that would have been awful. It would have been like possibly 10 minutes worth of screenshots, and I don't think we want that somehow. But even then, in the screenshots you don't quite see all the little details. It will be on the gallery to download once it is all like finished, but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I was like, hang on, I want to move all these windows. So we move all of the windows. You know, these things happen. You like realise like halfway through that you want to change something slightly. So it's what you do. I was just thinking they were a little bit too low where they were. And this one you can really see is like an older person's home. Hasn't been really updated yet, but has a space for maybe a grandchild and stuff to come sleep over, and a little old style computer, some pictures here and there. No, I really like how this one ended up. To be honest, I like how all of them have ended up. They're all so unique, which is strange because you'd thought at this stage with what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 6 houses on each row. So yeah, it's like a little bit like, oh yeah, 6 houses. What should we do with each of them? But so far I haven't felt like that we've really repeated ourselves just yet. We might do eventually. There'll be something similar, but because you can slightly adjust the layout on each of them, it's... The hardest thing I found with this one was like, how do I want the kitchen to look? But someone gave me a nice tip in the chat, and we went for white and red. Should have really gone for blue to match the outside, but I really like the white and red. It adds a massive contrast and a good theme for the rest of the downstairs. So we kind of follow the white and red through the whole of the downstairs. You know, adding in a few little finishing touches here and there. And this is the first super modern one, isn't it? I think there's 2 superish modern ones out of these first 6. But you know, have been totally redone. They've had walls taken out, and well, I don't know if the other one has had walls taken out. Oh no, another one has had walls taken out. But the layout on it is totally different. Oh no, I'm thinking of this one, aren't I? I'm not sure. I can't remember. We'll have to wait and see. It'll be a surprise for us both. But yeah, I really like how this has ended up. It's quite spacious, and I was like, well, let's put a nice plant in here. But we have this one and a picture next to it. Now, because these are so small, there is limited use of that big painting that I love. Which is a shame, because I really do like that one. But I think I am overusing it a little bit. I really wish there was more curtains in the game. Or those kids ones had like just plain colours, because they're so nice. It's just one of those things that I wish they had other colours. I was like, yeah, I want a chair in here. Which chair should we have? But that one matches nice. And look, there's that painting. Told you would get one in. I think we at least have that painting in twice, but with the different recolours. And then we have a really colourful kids room, and I think the other one is a toddler's room. So yeah, it's a lot. It's for all age ranges. I know it's not a very practical lot or anything like that, but I spent ages and ages looking for like the big giraffe. I just couldn't find it. I was like, where the hell is this giraffe? I want to know. I was like, oh look, there we go, we found the giraffe. I was like, yes, we can get him in. And they have the rainbow giraffe. So yeah, this one's like a nice little toddler room. But then we have to have the high chair in there because there's no space. No space for a high chair downstairs. Now the outside of this one's slightly different to the rest, with all these little purple ones in. And then also this one, oh yes, a little bit of white in there too. And then I went a little bit too mad with the white. Oh yeah, we do tone it back. And look, then we put in some lovely blue flowers. Adds a nice little bit of colour to the front of it, and a bit of extra depth to the house, I think, because I didn't want to just use hanging like baskets on all of them and stuff like that, and that'd be in the change between the streams. I think my last one was only a short stream because I had something else to do that day. So this one is like dated ever so slightly, we'll say. No, it's massively dated and like past it kind of house that needs a lot of work to get it up to scratch again. But I really like how this one looks. Like the bathroom on it, I love. I mean, I wouldn't have it personally in my own house, but I love how it looks. I've never used that teal suite before. It's great. We have a lovely little table in here. I was like, oh. And we're using the slightly shoddy stuff that came with City Living. I wish we had more grungy textured stuff. I really do. because this made my day. Yeah, it's a kitchen that needs a little bit of an update. It's a very old, well-used kitchen. House is getting a little damp and stuff like that, you know? It happens, especially to old terraces. They get a lot of damp. If you're going to buy one, that's the one thing you have to watch out for in them, is damp. Yeah, the downstairs in this one's pretty plain, but also I love it. Get some curtains. The hardest thing in this game is to find curtains that suit these bay windows. I was like, oh yeah, let's have them. Oh no, they don't work, do they? As you can see, we spent a long time looking for curtains. Because it's what you do. You have to look for those curtains that you want, and I'm like, colour choices are like the hardest thing in this game. Because you never know what you want until you see it, and you spend a lot of time going through them and through them to try and find it. Yeah, this one's slightly different to the rest because it doesn't have one of those inbuilt wardrobes. You know, it's a nice classic room. Another mirror in there, because why not? But I love how it feels cozy, but also a little bit unloved, but also quite loved at the same time. It's kind of weird. A little bit of clutter here and there. There isn't much clutter in these houses because they're so small. This was the hardest thing. I was like, I want to get a bookcase in the study, but I also want that globe because I think it would make it look properly like a study. So yeah, we just have some roses in there because I thought they kind of suit the house. It's quite a little plain one, this one is. I can't remember, did I put anything? I do put something on the outside of that one, I think, in the end. But I think I waited. Or we did it and we just missed it because it's going quite fast. It's probably going a lot faster than you seem because streaming, I build that a little bit slower than if I was just like listening to music and doing it myself. So this one has a massive white and red theme, and you know what? I love it. It's kind of crazy. But again, it has a very similar kitchen layout to one of the others, but with different counters. With the islands, there's like a little breakfast bar. I mean, yes, it's red, and I was like trying to find out where I could put bins in each of these little houses. It's very modern, but also has like a bit of a classical theme. They've kind of kept some of what we would class as original features of the house, we'll say. But they like having a modern, clean look, but they also really like the colour red. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the downstairs of this one. I mean, yes, we're using this bed again, but it has the white and red. It's great. It's pretty much what we wanted. And I'm like, oh yes. We have to shrink one of the bedrooms to get in the slightly bigger wardrobe so we can have the red in there. And some of the layout changes in this one because I really wanted to get in the little dressing table from I can't remember what it's called. The glamour one. Vintage glamour. That's it. I knew it'd come back to me. But yeah. And then we have a nice little teenage room in here too. Which I don't know how functional this is going to be. But it will be play tested before I put it on the gallery. So if you notice the room's changed, if you get it off the gallery at any point, that is why. It's because it wasn't functional. Oh yeah, see now I think I put some on the other house in a minute. Have those ones on it. A little bit different to what the rest of them have. but I don't mind. Now this last one, I think we missed off a tiny bit of the footage at the end because I forgot to press record. Great. This is like your bog standard rental home. Beige and more beige. A little bit of your own furniture, but like everything else, very plain. As plain as it can get. But we do have a little bit of contrast in there with the black, I think, which I quite like. Yeah, it's just a little modern home. You probably like expect students or a young couple. Well, not a young couple, but I designed it more as like a student home because it has 3 bedrooms. One is the double, one is, and the other 2 are just 2 little single rooms. I was a little bit unsure what to do with this space over here. I was trying to make this cool little like inbuilt desk, but it really wasn't working. Because I was unsure what colours and stuff to use. In the end we just go for this one and a little desk in that corner. It is quite plain, but it's a rental home. You're not allowed to paint the walls, you're not allowed to put stuff on your walls either, because, you know, that's all big rental no-nos, aren't they? So, but I like how quirky you can kind of make the furniture in a rental home, and it's a little bit messy compared to the others, you know. It looks lived in. Some of the others I don't think do. This one has a little bit of personality to it. Though you probably wouldn't be allowed candles in a rental home. Some places are funny about that. Or at least student homes are. Yeah. So you'll see in the screenshots how different those bedrooms end up being. It's just because I forgot to press record. So yeah. Now we're into the screenshots. I hope you have enjoyed today's speed build. If you have, please give this video a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.